A lot of economists say that with chronic unemployment, wild gyrations in the stock market, and Americans cutting back on spending, the odds of a second recession are growing. Today, at the end of his Midwest bus tour, we asked President Obama which way he thinks the economy is headed. Senior business correspondent Anthony Mason is in Illinois, where he sat down with Mr. Obama this afternoon for the CBS News program Sunday Morning. Anthony?
Scott, the president said he was happy to be out of Washington, and he looked it. He insisted that he's on a listening tour, not on a campaign swing. But in the three-day bus trip across Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois, three states he carried in the last election, the president has been given an earful about the economy. I asked him today about the recent violent swings in the stock market and what message he thinks the markets are sending.
What I think the markets were reacting to is the fact that the economy has not grown as quick as it needs to. There have been a lot of headwinds, the European debt crisis, Japan, high gas prices from the Arab Spring, and what a lot of folks are worried about is that the recovery that we have been on is stalling or not moving as quickly as it needs to.
Do you think we're in danger of another recession?
I don't think we're in danger of another recession, but we are in danger of not having a recovery that's fast enough to deal with what is a genuine unemployment crisis for a whole lot of folks out there. And that's why we need to be doing more.
The concern last week and the week before was that the market was saying we were closer to it than we thought, and that in fact the markets themselves might cause consumers to pull back and tip us into a recession.
Well, what is absolutely true is confidence matters. We should not have had any kind of brinksmanship around the debt ceiling. I wish that the Speaker had taken me up on a grand bargain to deal with our long-term debt and deficit. We still have the opportunity to fix that. It's not too late. I will be putting forward a plan that will be very similar to the plan that I put forward to the Speaker. We can fix these problems. Compared to a lot of countries around the world, the adjustments we have to make are so much more modest. And I think that's part of the reason why the American people are so frustrated. It'd be one thing if we had the kinds of problems that Greece did, where you potentially have to completely restructure your economy and your society. That's not the situation here. Here we're talking about closing some loopholes in the tax code, making some modest adjustments in entitlements, paring back a little bit on programs that don't work. And if we do that, and on the back of an envelope I could show you what it would take for us to do it, most folks wouldn't notice.
Later in the day, I caught up with the president again and asked him about his upcoming vacation. This has been a scary summer for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because the stock market, economy is struggling.
Right.
Should Congress be back in Washington? Should you be going on vacation?
Well, no, because I think that if all we're doing is the same posturing that we saw before the debt limit vote, that's not going to encourage anybody. That's going to discourage people. And the reason I'm out here is to remind people what the expectations of ordinary Americans are. In small towns like this and in big cities all across America, they are saying to their representatives, stop playing the games and get something done.
The president heads off for that vacation on Martha's Vineyard tomorrow. The White House says he will offer a new jobs and economic growth plan after Labor Day. But the president did not offer any details today. Scott?
Anthony, I have to ask, where did you do that interview with all those wooden pallets behind the president?
We were actually across the street here, Scott, at what's called the Wiffles Hybrid Seed Corn Plant. And we were literally surrounded by seed corn and pallets.
Thanks, Anthony. You'll see a lot more of Anthony's interview with the president this weekend on the Sunday Morning program.